Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. All praises due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All praises due to Allah. I'm sitting here today. All praises due to Allah with one of my teachers. And inshallah today, I want to try to have him talk about and discuss anything, any type of matter or whatever comes to mind. Praise be to Allah. I got a chance to meet up with him today at the Eid, and all praises due to Allah. So, without keeping you guys out there waiting, I want to introduce you guys to one of my teachers, inshallah.
Enough.
Yeah.
My throat a little much. So,
Yeah.
first, I'm going to open up, inshallah. Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salam ala ibadil ladina istafa ma ba'd. So Allah, after praising Allah, peace be upon those that shows the slaves, He is sufficient. Amma ba'd, that which follows. We talk about not just putting the guns down for those who are, the youth, because it's targeted towards the youth and other main topics like that. So to help the youth put the guns down and, try to pick up some occupations and trades and get off the streets. So this is the main target, especially for those who have spent time incarcerated, much time, such as myself, 17 years. Brother right here spent some time, and several other brothers. Just trying to get the youth to kind of, find and identify who they are as people, that they show the people that you have people that care and that's concerned about their well-being as well. So first we want to point out some of the benefits and what can lead to aiding the youth and different people on the streets is that acknowledging their purpose of existence. The first thing is acknowledging what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one of the things that why He created us was our purpose of existence. Not to emulate any celebrity or living commodity, or not to emulate somebody that we see to be famous, or somebody that got a lot of luxurious items or monetary gain, a bunch of that, or the most beautiful car or house. No, it's not to emulate or imitate these type of people. But rather, our purpose of existence is mainly for one or two things. The first thing Allah mentions in Surah Al-Dhariyat, ayah 56. The surah number 51, verse 56. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجَنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Now Allah created not the jinns and humans except they should worship me alone. So this is one of the greatest rights that the Creator have upon His creation, is that we worship Him alone. This is also one of the greatest of commands that Allah has sent with every prophet that He has sent out of the 124,000 prophets. And one of it is the right that He had what? He have upon all His creation, which is what? حَقُّ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْعِبَادِ أَنْ يَعْبُدُوا وَلَا يُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. Mankind's duty to Allah is to worship Him alone and not to worship anything besides Him. So once we acknowledge this right that Allah have upon the creation, which is the greatest of all rights, as the Sheikh Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab said in his book, The Light to Rasul, rahimahullah, he said, وَأَعْطَبُوا مَا أَمَرَ اللَّهُ بِهِ التَّوْحِيدُ وَهُوَ إِفْرَادُ اللَّهُ بِالْعِبَادَةِ. The greatest of all command that Allah has commanded upon His creation is what? It's Tawheed. What is that? Ifradullah bil-ibadah, which is singling out Allah upon worship. That's the greatest right that Allah have upon His creation as well. And it's the greatest command that Allah has commanded creation with, is to worship Him alone. If we fulfill Allah's right, then Allah bless the creation with a great right too. But first, Allah's right is to be fulfilled and to be prioritized, because He's the creator and the one who created all the creation. So now, what is the right that Allah blessed the creation with? If we worship Him alone, He will not punish us. So we must acknowledge that. So this is the right of the creation upon the Creator after He fulfilled His right first. So once we acknowledge the right of Allah, then we know our existence is for one reason. As I said before, not to emulate or imitate somebody that got a lot of fame and wealth. No, to emulate the best example. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. Indeed, in the Messenger Muhammad is the best example for mankind to follow. So the Dhariyat, ayat 21. So there, wa alaikum salam. So since we know that the Messenger Muhammad Islam, he's the best example to follow, what did he come with? He came with what? The same ayat that the other Messiah said he came with. وَعْبُدَ اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. Worship Allah alone and do not commit shirk. This is the call of all the Anbiya. Why? Well, the Anbiya were ikhwa, the prophets are brothers. But why were they brothers? But they had the same belief. What is that belief? Really, your Lord has created the heaven and the earth in 6 days. And then he istawa upon his throne. All the Anbiya, 124,000 prophets, they believe the same way, exactly. All one of them. This is why they were considered to be brothers, because they had the same religion, they had the same aqidah, they had the same command, which is the greatest of all commands, which is what? Worship Allah alone and do not commit shirk. Now, so this is the greatest command upon the creation. If we fulfill the right of Allah, then our right is to be fulfilled. He will not punish us. So now we must acknowledge that this is something that everybody in creation needs, especially the youth on the streets that's lost. Every household needs this to enter. Why? It's the only thing that can rectify everything in its dunya. Why? Because everything had to return to Allah. And the truly everything come from who? Allah. And it must return to Allah. So once we acknowledge our existence, our purpose of existence, then what? The only thing that can rectify the youth is what? Bringing them and calling them to this Tawheed. Why? Remove them from the darkness of shirk and call them to the what? The light of Tawheed. Remove them from the darkness of kufr and bring them to the light. The lightness of what? Iman. Remove them from what? That which leads to Jahannam, the hellfire, the darkness of that, and bring them that which what? Leads to the what? The paradise, the lightness of that. So therefore, it's the dark side and the light side to everything. And the light is the book and the sunnah. And that we shared that upon the generation of this time, most likely, you can, even if you don't get everybody, majority of the people, one thing about the heart, is going to touch the heart. Whether they're in a secluded area, once you propagate and reveal this message to the people, they know for certain Allah is the one who's doing the guiding through the Tawfiq. He guide their heart to the truth. So if a person might don't hear you right now, they may be receptive, but right now at this point, when they go in seclusion, they're going to ponder over that statement, that profound statement. They're going to acknowledge that what? That which he was propagating, or that which he was sharing with us, it was the truth. Why? Because it's going to affect the heart. When you recite the Quran, it makes a shiver go to the hearts of the believer, the bodies of the believer, they feel that. Nah, so it even affect the kuffar like that. So we not only want for our brother what we want for ourselves, but we want for the kuffar what we want for ourselves. And what is that? Islam. Why? Because it leads to paradise. So you not only want good for your brother and your sister, you want good for the kuffar. You want Islam because it leads to Jannah. So we have to spend our time calling them to the basis of Tawheed with basira, clear insight. It's the only way we're going to purify the dunya, Yaki. Everything in the dunya is cursed except for what? The dhikr of Allah, the remembrance of Allah. Nah? So once we acknowledge that, it said the Prophet said in the hadith, he said the one who remembers Allah compared to the one who does not is like the living compared to the dead. So when the remembrance of Allah is not found, that's why the halaqah is so beneficial, them circles of knowledge. That's the closest you're going to get to the guards of paradise in this dunya. Why? You gaze in it. Because the remembrance of Allah is there. It's blessed. The angels are circulating around that. The mercy of Allah descends upon that. Now your name is mentioned from Allah with those who are near but beneath him, the angels. He mentioned you by name. So therefore you want to gaze into the guards of Jannah, which is the closest thing in this dunya, being in Jannah, which is the guards of paradise, which is the halaqah, the ta'leens, the circles of knowledge. Now, so when you call these youth off the streets to the truth, call them to that tawheed and be patient with them. Wasta'inu bis-sabri was-salat. Seek out through what? Through patience and prayer. Really Allah is with those who are patient. And one thing you got to be patient is in your call, and calling the people to tawheed, and calling the people to Deen Islam. So if you got any questions, hold on.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hello. I'm ready.
Hey, Amin.
Stay there. You got both books in there? Okay. Let us know when it's finished. Sure. Okay.
Amin, oh yeah. He asked to join. See?
He asked to join?
Yeah.
If he join, what's gonna happen?
He can talk and stuff.
He could talk.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Join?
join him on. Join him on. If he has to join, and make sure and get him talk. And if you want to ask him a question, you can ask him a question.
Assalamu
Yeah, so alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed me to be able to be here with once again my teacher, one of my teachers. And the thing is, I wanted to ask you about what you think that we as Muslims can do to help with the violence that we have going on in Philadelphia.
So one of the best things to do, like I was saying, first you gotta have like try to get the youth an occupation or skill set so they can benefit. And you can't just go at the youth and say, look, well, get off the streets. They might already be partaking in selling drugs or anything like that on the streets. So look, they don't have no type of family support, no type of folks that don't have no kids concern for them or ain't there yet. So one of the best things to come at the youth, you gotta offer my occupation. You can't just say, oh look, well, get off the streets, but you don't have nothing for them to do. So then if I come to them with an opportunity, I say, look, you get your CDL, or you get this non-emergency transportation company open. You can make over 100,000. Play your business, you open up a business, get good business credit, good personal credit, and now you're making, a certain amount where it's double. You don't got to be on the streets no more. And you're doing the halal. You're shipping that negative energy, turns over to positive.
So basically having a solution for the problem.
Right.
You said, okay.
You gotta have a solution. You can't just say, look, get off the street.
Right. Without having anything for them
right.
in return of
right.
Asking them to get off the street, but then don't have no type of solution for them. Right. I understand that. Right. So therefore you saying having a solution for the problem, man, helps out. I understand.
Yeah, so you can't never command the good and forbid the evil, especially in the land of Kufa. And we have to be honest with ourselves. I look like giving Dino Nasiya sincere advice to somebody, but you don't have no opportunity for them. Okay. And they may already be knee deep in the streets and saying, look, this man selling bricks of cocaine or heroin, whatever he is. Okay. How you gonna go to him and say, get off the street? You already think he's winning illegally. Right. So now it's hard to pull them away from that. So now you're going to offer my opportunity and say, well, look, you're not so you're going to offer my opportunity and say, well, look, this is what I have for you. Right. You can make 100,000. I know it ain't as much as you're making on the streets. It's halal. It's haram. But you must, this is what we should do. We give advice like that. I also offer them my opportunity. You can't just say, I'm going to give you advice and not offer my opportunity. So don't just go out and say, look, get off the streets. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Let's be honest. So it won't make no sense. It make more sense when you got an opportunity to develop that and say, and a lot of us know a lot of people that's deep in the streets. A lot of us have lost family members to the streets. You got battered mothers and all that stuff. Like people have lost their siblings, their mothers, their fathers, their children, and all that. Some people have lost close friends. And all of you can share a story or two with that. But the best thing, if you want to go into the neighborhoods and get knee deep into, so like where we used to be at, committing the crimes and all that, the best way, you have to go at a good opportunity. This is what I have. It's the only way you can get them off the street. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And brothers, this is Streets Solidified. And under Streets Solidified is Al Ma'un. And I'm here with one of my teachers. Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah as a jail for this moment. And I thank Allah for blessing me to be able to catch him and to get him out here. And inshallah, it'll be a part 2 coming to you guys. Today is the day of the end, we got a lot of things he has to do. But I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing him to give us this opportunity, give us this little time that he had. So, inshallah, I'm going to let him say one more thing, guys, and I got to let him go.
Then, like dealing with business, me doing 17 years and getting into business myself, tractor trailer business and different business dealing with daycares and property and all that stuff. Now I try to aid the youth in different campaigns and all that, and to point them in that direction, and show them how to get involved, show them how to establish an LLC, how to get their own authority in trucking. They want to get into trucking or whatever, or get into transporting people that got dialysis or whatever it may be.
So you have a trucking business?
Yes.
And you've been into trucking for how long?
13 years, 12, 13 years.
12, 13 years? Yes. So inshallah, we have some brothers, inshallah, that may be able to, get with their brothers. And, job and stuff like that. So,
right. And one thing about like getting your CDL, you probably only have to give it a year, go with the road for like a year. Then after that, you get the space first.
right.
Then after that, you can probably possibly buy your own truck after that. Now, if you want to really be at home with your family, you probably only want to work 3-4 days a week. Now you got time you can spend with your wife, your children. You only got to go and do about 2 runs. The next thing you know, you're home for the rest of the week and you're going to make some nice money and all that. Then you have your own company, you drive it for yourself, and you don't have to work for nobody. And that's where the Muslims and people in general should strive towards becoming entrepreneurs anyway. Instead of working for people. Why? I do have a book out. It's going to be called Market Yourself. That's one of the books I got coming out. Your presence should mean more than your wealth. That's already ready to come out soon. So this is one of the books that I have ready hit the markets, because these are books that carry a lot of substance. And it target every walk of life, every country, every household. Your presence should mean more than your wealth. But how do you establish that being present in your household if you working 9 to 5 every day, or you working 12 to 14 hours a day? So the best way to do that is become an entrepreneur. You can make your own hours, make your money work for you. Now you got more time for your family, your children, your wife, whoever it may be. Now, and then you got more time to study as well. Perfect as possible. And the way you do that is get with different people, right? It's like that could be your mentor, that could push you in that direction, that could guide you, and that's already doing it. So that's one of the main things right there. So you want to get around that. Brothers that's actually out here trying to act from being Islam, also trying to aid the people and call them to the truth, and show them how to make allow living at the same time.
praise be to Allah. So I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for having a brother, like I said, one of my teachers, having the time to sit and talk to us. And inshallah, it'll be a part 2 of this, brothers. The day is the day of the end, the past of the end. And I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for having him, and I thank Allah for blessing us to be able to for the brother to spend his time with us. Alhamdulillah. So once again, it'll be a part 2 of this. Y'all brothers can look forward to, inshallah, to the street solidify Al Ma'un, inshallah.
Shout out.
And also, we want to give a brother a shout out right here at Al Muntz.
That's some good food.
Got some good food here at Al Muntz. And this week, as you can see, the Muslims going in and out constantly here. And they really got some good food here. And I just want to thank you guys out there. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all you guys tawfiq. May Allah guide you to Islam. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Warahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And let my teacher, inshallah, let him close out.
وأنت أصدق وتبوا علي آمين وأصلنا لسان الله في خص إلى الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Alhamdulillah. Well, yeah, we get together. You know, it was kind of a rush. You know, it's the first show, so you know, it's your time. I'll bring something next time, and you know, it was just.